Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Verb Circus. My name's Kyle Miller, and I'm joined today for our third program of the week with two great guests. We have Jesus and Begonia. First of all, Jesus, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, good, Jesus. And you've got a very good level of English, Jesus. Maybe you could give some tips. Usually, once in the week, we ask our students here on the set who have a good level of English, like you, to give some tips to the people at home for improving their English. I mean, what tips could you give them?
I think it's very important to read. At the same time, you can enjoy an incredible novel, but at the same time, you are taking a lot of vocabulary.
Exactly, picking up a lot of vocabulary.
Picking up.
Sure, yeah. So you read. Do you always read novels in English?
I try to do that.
Good. I try to do it. Good job. Yeah. Reading is very important. That's a great way, as Jesus said, to expand your vocabulary by reading regularly in English. But bestsellers, novels that you enjoy to read, so you keep reading and improving. Great. And Begonia, how are you doing?
Good. I'm doing.
Begonia, you're doing great in terms of your score, right? Are you having fun on the show?
Yes, lots
Good.
of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. What tips can you give us? Can you give the people at home any tips for improving their English?
Well, I always try to repeat it out loud, what I learned.
Yeah.
So I will keep it in my mind.
Good. Yeah, we always tell them that here on the show. We say, remember, en voz alta, out loud. So yeah, good advice to always repeat out loud. Good. Okay, well, let's take a look at our scores here, starting off today's show and see where they stand. Jesus and Begonia. Jesus has 110. That's a good score. And Begonia, 260. Oh my goodness, fantastic. Great score. And we'll see what happens. This is our middle show. This is our third show out of 5. So anything can happen here this week. And let's see. Let's start the show, as we always do, by choosing our verb of the day. Oh boy, look at that. To lend and borrow. 2 verbs. 2 verbs. So let's practice. Let's practice with the conjugation. Can you conjugate the first one? Lend. Can you conjugate this for us, Jesus?
Every day I lend. Yesterday I lent.
Yeah.
Lately I've lent.
Exactly. Every day I lend. Yesterday I lent. Lately I have lent. With that nice T sound. Good job, Jesus. And the verb to borrow. Can you conjugate that one for us, Begonia?
Yes, yesterday I borrowed.
Well, every day.
Oh, every day I borrow.
Borrow, yeah.
Yesterday I borrowed.
Sorry?
Borrowed.
Borrowed.
Okay, borrowed.
No extra syllable.
Okay.
Be careful, no extra syllable.
Borrowed. And lately I've borrowed.
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 Right. Every day I borrow. Yesterday I borrowed. And lately I have borrowed. So you have that D sound, but no extra syllable. Okay, that's important. All right, let's get started by taking a look at the uses of today's verbs. All right, first we have to lend, which is prestar. To lend something to someone, right? Banks lend money to people, for example, okay? And we also have to borrow, tomar prestado. In Spanish, you basically say to take lent, tomar prestado, okay? But we say to borrow, and so we borrow things or money from. So remember, lend to and borrow from. The use of the preposition is very important. One thing I noticed, I forgot my pencil. I have my lucky pencil. Maybe you've noticed that I always have a pencil, and but I noticed, Begonia, you have a pencil over there. So can I borrow your pencil?
Sure, you can borrow my pencil.
Okay, great. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So Jesus, what did I do? What did I just do?
You borrowed her pencil.
Yeah, I borrowed her pencil. This is not my pencil. It's similar. It looks the same, but it's Begonia's pencil. I borrowed Begonia's pencil. And so what did you do?
I lent you my pencil.
Exactly. What did she do, Jesus?
She lent you her pencil.
Okay, so at home, what did Begonia do? Begonia lent you her pencil. And what did I do? I borrowed the pencil from Begonia, right? So the use of prepositions is very important. Thank you, Begonia.
You're welcome.
Don't worry. I'll return it after the show. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, I promise. Okay, so is it a good idea to borrow money from friends, Jesus? Is it a good idea to borrow money from friends?
I think it's a good idea to borrow money from friends.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it's better than to borrow the money from banks.
From the bank, yeah, I suppose. Do you often borrow money from friends?
Well, sometimes I do it.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes you do, if you have to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask Begonia if it's a good idea to lend money to friends.
Is it a good idea to lend money to friends, Begonia?
I don't think so. I don't think it's a good idea to lend money to friends.
Okay. Ask her why it isn't a good idea to lend money to friends.
Why isn't it a good idea to lend money? Oh, sorry, to borrow money from friends.
No, to lend money.
To lend money to friends.
Yeah.
Because you can lose a friend that
Yeah,
way.
that's
if
true.
you lend money to a friend, you can lose him.
Yeah, because maybe he can't pay you back, and then there are problems in your relationship. So probably it's not a good idea to lend money to friends. Good advice. All right, well, borrow and lend. All right, I think we're comfortable enough with these uses. Let's move on now to the translation challenge. Yes, it's time for the translation challenge. Here we'll be playing for points. That's right, 5 points for each correct answer. Vas a ver la frase en español y tienes que elegir la traducción correcta entre las 3 opciones que salen en pantalla. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, they're ready. Let's hear option number 1.
Cogí prestado su reloj para saber la hora.
Okay, A. I borrowed his watch to know the time. B. I took lent of his clock to know the time. And C. I borrowed his watch for knowing the time. 5 seconds. Jesus, you look confident with this one, right?
Yes.
No problem. All right, what's the answer, Jesus?
I think it's A.
He says it's A. Okay, and Begonia?
I think it's A too.
They both say A, and at home, hopefully you have A as well. That's the correct answer. I borrowed his watch to know the time. What's the difference between watch and clock, Begonia?
The watch is the clock you wear around your wrist.
Yeah, this is a watch. This is a watch. Everything else that tells time basically is a clock. On your microwave oven, it's a clock. In your car, there's a clock. On the wall, there's a clock. This is a watch. Everything else, more or less, is a clock. Okay, let's hear number 2.
¿Alguna vez coges prestadas cosas de tu hermano?
Option A. Do you anytime borrow things from your brother? B. Do you ever borrow things from your brother? And C. Do you sometime borrow things from your brother? Ding. All right, we'll go to Begonia first for this one.
B.
She says it's B. Okay. Jesus is going with B as well. Can you read that for us, Jesus?
Do you ever borrow things from your brother?
Do you ever? Yeah, we wouldn't say do you anytime. We would say do you ever. So that is in fact the correct answer. 5 points for both of them. Hopefully 5 points for you as well. Remember, participating always out loud. Let's go on to number 3.
Él presta dinero a sus amigos todo el tiempo.
Okay. A. Always he lends his friends money. B. He lends money to his friends all the time. And C. He lends money his friends all the time. Now, we explained the use of this preposition here, which is very important, the preposition. Jesus, what have you got for us? What's the answer?
I think it's B.
He thinks it's B. Begonia, do you agree with him?
I agree with him.
She agrees with him. Now, at home, do you agree with Begonia and Jesus this time? I hope so, because the answer is B. Good job. He lends money to his friends all the time. He lends money to his friends all the time. Correct. Okay, let's go ahead now with number 4.
¿Puedo coger prestada tu máquina de cortacésped?
Good question. A. May I borrow your grass cutter? B. Can I to borrow your lawnmower machine? And C. Can I borrow your lawnmower? 5 seconds. All righty. Okay. Was this an easy one?
Not for me.
Not really. Máquina corta césped. Máquina corta césped. It's not a grass cutter, I'll tell you that. So at home, just so that you know, why don't we go with Begonia first?
Sí.
C. Can you read it for us?
Yes. Can I borrow your lawnmower?
Okay.
I think it's C too.
Okay, say it again there.
Can I borrow your lawnmower?
Okay, now what does he want to know?
He wants to know if he can borrow my lawnmower.
Exactly. He wants to know if he can borrow your lawnmower. That's the correct answer. Can I borrow your lawnmower? Hey, can I borrow your lawnmower? Máquina corta césped. So what are lawnmowers for, Jesus?
It's to
Well, lawnmowers are for
the lawnmowers are for mowing the grass.
mowing lawns.
Yes.
Lawnmowers are for mowing lawns, right? The lawn, which is la césped, right? Grass is like hierba, but césped is the lawn, right? Lawnmowers are for mowing the lawn. Good. Okay, let's move on and take a look at our scores after the first round of the translation challenge. We have Jesus moving up with 130. Good job there, Jesus. And 280 for Begonia. A great total score. Good job. Let's move on now, ladies and gentlemen, to our other uses. Other uses. All right, here we are. First, we have the verb to owe, que es deber. Okay. Jesus, ask Begonia if I owe her any money.
Begonia, does he owe you any money?
No, Carl doesn't owe me any money.
Okay, he doesn't know. I don't think so. Do I owe you anything?
No, you don't owe me anything.
Well, I owe you this. I owe you your pencil.
Oh yes, that's right.
give
She
it
just
back.
borrowed my
I
pencil.
owe her a pencil. I borrowed the pencil and I owe it to her. At the end, I'll have to give it back, right? So we have to pay back or give back, right? With money, we go to the bank, we get a loan, and we have to later pay it back. If we borrow things, we have to later give them back, right? So to pay back or to give back. But when we say deber, we say to owe. Do I owe you an apology, Jesus?
No, you don't owe me an apology.
Okay. Do I owe you a favor?
No, you don't owe me a favor.
Okay, good. I don't think so, yes. So other than money, other things that we can sometimes owe, apologies. If I step on your foot, I'll say, I'm sorry, I owe you an apology, right? An apology or a favor. Now, as a noun, we have a loan, right? A loan, un préstamo. And you go to the bank and how do you say it when you go to the bank? I would like to pedir un préstamo. How do you
Ask
say that?
for a loan?
To ask for a loan. And what's the type of loan for buying a house? What's that called?
It's a mortgage.
A mortgage, exactly. So we go to the bank, we say, I'd like to ask for a loan. I'd like to ask for a mortgage, hipoteca, a mortgage, right? Okay, so we have the noun, a loan, to ask for a loan. Okay, so there you go, a little bit of related vocabulary related to borrowing and lending. Good stuff to know. Let's move on now to round 2 of the translation challenge. All right, we're back with the translation challenge again. Here it is with number 2, round number 2, and instead of 5 points, each question is worth 10 points. But the challenge is the same, guys. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
All right, let's hear option number 1.
Te lo devolveré tan pronto como pueda.
All right. Option A, I'll pay back you as soon as I can. And B, I'll pay you back as soon as I can. And C, I pay you back when I can. All right, we're going to start with Jesus. Do you feel confident about this one, Jesus?
Yes,
Yeah, you think you've got it right?
I hope so.
No problem?
No problem.
All right, what have you got for us?
I think it's B.
I think it's B. Okay. Ask Begonia what her answer is.
Begonia, what's your answer?
My answer is B too.
B as well. Okay. Good job. And in fact, it is a good job because they're both right for 10 points. That's 10 points. Hopefully at home, remember, en casa, siempre en voz alta. Repeating the answers out loud. Let's go on to number 2.
Nunca he cogido prestado tanto dinero.
Nunca en mi vida. A, never I have borrowed so much money. B, I never borrowed so many money. And C, I've never borrowed so much money. You got 5 seconds. Quickly, quickly, quickly. All right, Begonia.
C
What
is
have you
the
got for it?
answer.
She says C. Okay.
I think it's C2.
You agree with each other. You've got
Yeah.
like a brain wave going there.
This is good for me.
Okay, yeah, it is good for you. It is good for you because Begonia usually has the right answer. And she's right again. You're both right with C, but can you read it for us, Begonia?
Yes, I've never borrowed so much money.
I've never. Say it again. I've
Okay,
never.
I've never borrowed so much money.
I've never borrowed so much money. It was a lot of money. I've never borrowed so much money. Good. All right, let's hear number 3.
Están prestando su apoyo a la causa.
Okay. This is you say this in Spanish as well. This is another use of prestar. A, they're lending his support to the cause. And B, they're lending their support to the cause. And C, they lend their support to the problem. All right. You got 5 seconds. Got their answers already. Was that an easy one for you, Jesus?
Yes, I think so this time.
Piece of cake?
A piece of cake.
Pan comida.
Well, I hope so. We'll
My
see.
favorite expression, piece of cake. I say it every week. Yes, okay. So what have you got for us, Jesus?
I think it's B.
I think it's B, he says. All right. Do you agree with him?
I agree with Jesus. Yeah.
Okay. Now at home, do you agree with Jesus and Begonia? Do you agree with them? I hope you do because they're both right for 10 points. Jesus, I need you to read it for us, though.
Yes, they are lending their support to the cause.
They're lending their support to the cause. To the cause. Good. At home, they're lending their support to the cause. All right. Great job. Let's hear number 4.
Yo no le prestaría dinero a él si fuera tú.
A él. Yeah. A él no. A él sí, pero a él no. A, I don't lend him money if I was you. B, I wouldn't have lent him money in your place. And C, I wouldn't lend him any money if I were you. You can't trust him. You just can't trust him, right? Right, Begonia?
No,
You just can't trust him.
no, you can't.
So the option is? The correct
I think it's C.
is C. It's C, and he's
I think it's C too.
wiping the sweat there.
Yeah.
It's C. All
Begonia
right.
says.
Okay, and the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is in fact C. That's right. It is C. So can you read that for us, Begonia?
Yes, I wouldn't let him any money if I were you.
Okay. So what's the word that would describe a person that you shouldn't lend money to?
Oh,
He's not. Maybe he's not digno de confianza.
trustable,
He's not trustworthy.
trustworthy.
He's not trustworthy. Worthy being deserving of your
I like
trust.
word.
He's not trustworthy. He won't return the money. I don't trust him. I wouldn't lend him any money if I were you. All right, good job, guys. Well done, and well done to you at home as well. Let's move on now to our expression of the day. Oh, sorry, first our scores. Excuse me. First our scores. 170 for Jesus and 320 for Begonia. Wow, what a score. Great job, guys. Now it's time. Let's move on to our expression of the day. All right, our expression of the day today is to lend a hand. To lend a hand. What does this mean, Begonia?
Is it the same than in Spanish? To lend a hand is when somebody needs help, you just go and give him a hand or lend him a hand.
Yeah, exactly. We often say to give him a hand. Yeah, it's the same in Spanish, to help someone. So ask Jesus if he lends a hand to his friends when they need him.
Do you lend a hand to your friends when they need you?
Yes, I lend my hand to my
I
friends.
lend my friends a hand
I lend my friends a hand when they need me.
when they need me.
Good.
Okay. Jesus, tell her to ask me. Tell her to ask me if I lend a hand to friends when they need me.
Begonia, ask Kyle if he lends his friends a hand when they need him.
Yeah.
Do you lend your friends a hand when they need it?
Right. Do you lend your friends a hand when they need it or when they need you? Yes, I do. When they need me, I lend them a hand. So there you go, to lend a hand. It's just like in Spanish, to help your friends, to help someone. All right, well done. Let's move on now to my favorite part of the show, the speed round. Ah, yes, the trumpet there means it's time for the speed round. Here's where things get quick. Things get busy, where we have champions crowned, right? It's the speed round, ladies and gentlemen. Here, you will see the answer on the screen. Vas a ver la respuesta y tienes que formar la pregunta pidiendo esa información. Pidiendo la información que sale en rojo en pantalla. ¿Ok? Para ganar 10 puntos. Y aquí restamos 10 puntos por tus errores también. So you have to be careful, ¿ok? Are you ready? The first round will be 2 minutes. Are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Let's put 2
Ready.
minutes up there on the clock. We got 2 minutes. And we'll start. No, you can't borrow my umbrella. Go. Jesus.
Can I borrow your umbrella?
Correct. Repeat it again.
Can I borrow your umbrella?
Good. And the question is, can I borrow your umbrella?
Can I borrow your umbrella? Can I borrow your umbrella?
Very good. Can I borrow your umbrella? Good. 10 points. Next example. You owe me $3.50. Go. Begonia.
How much money do I owe you?
Again?
How much money do I owe you?
Good. How much money do I owe you? Good. Correct answer. How much money do I owe you? Good. Next example. I can lend you up to $500. Go. Begonia.
How much can you lend me?
Good. Repeat one more time.
How much can you lend me?
Good. How much can you lend me? How much can you lend me? Very good. Next example. He owes me a favor because I rescued his cat. Go. Jesus.
Why does he owe you a favor?
Very good. Repeat it again.
Why does he owe you a favor, Kyle?
Good. Correct. For 10 points. Why does he owe you a favor? Favor. Why does he owe you a favor? One more time.
Why does he owe you a favor?
Very good. Next example. She would call her mother if she needed a loan. Go. Remember, wait till I say go, but you got it that time. I'll give it to you that time.
Okay, who would you call if she needed a loan?
I'm afraid not.
Oh,
I'm afraid not.
yes.
Pay attention to what's in red. That's -10, Begonia.
I know.
Pass or play, Jesus.
They play.
He's gonna play, looking for some points.
Who called you?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Is
She
he-
would call her mother. What's the question here, Jesus?
What would you do if she needed a loan?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm afraid -10. What would she do? Not me. What would she do? What would she do if she needed a loan? You got to get the subject right.
okay,
What
yes.
would she do if she needed a loan? She would call her mother. What would she do? She would call her mother. It's tricky. It's tricky, right? But I got to be strict. I got to be strict. Let's take a look at our scores and see where they stand after the first 2 minutes of the speed round. We have Jesus moving up a bit there with 180. It's a good score, Jesus. And 330 for Begonia. A great score as well, of course. But we're not done, ladies and gentlemen. We still have another minute. Let's put another minute up on the clock, and we're going to resume. Are you guys ready to go?
Yes.
And at home, are you ready for one more minute of the speed round? It's the most intense minute in television. Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start the clock. He lent his he lent his support to their cause in the 1980s. Go. Jesus.
When did he lend his support to their cause?
Correct. That's good for 10 points. When did he lend his support to their cause? 10 points. Good job. Next example. I borrowed the money because I was buying a boat. Go. Jesus.
Why were you buying the money?
Sorry?
Why were you borrowing the money?
No, I'm afraid not. No, I'm afraid not. Pass or play. -10. Pass or play.
Play. Why did you borrow the money?
Why did you borrow? Yeah. Why did you borrow the money? Why did you borrow the money? Why did you borrow the money? Good. Next example. I'll need to borrow $300. Go. Jesus.
How much money will you need to borrow?
Correct. How much money will you need to borrow? How much money will you need to borrow? And we're out of time. Whew, we're out of time. We couldn't fit another example in there, but Jesus, you picked up 10 points right before the buzzer. Good job. Let's take a look at those total scores at the end of the program today. see where they stand. We got Jesus with a grand total of 190 points. Very good score. And Begonia with 340. Great job. They're doing very, very well. Good scores. I want to remind you to participate with us always en voz alta, participating, keeping track of your scores. Y podéis volver a concursar con las mismas preguntas del programa de hoy a través de nuestra página web aquí mismo, www.aprendeinglés.com. All right. I've got a few prizes, as always, for our guests. They've done a great job. I'm going to give them a few CDs right now. Good job, Jesus. You're moving up, eh? Good job. Well done. Well done. 340 is a great score. Our guest today will be taking home the Verb Circus Volume 3 from our friends at Vaughn Radio. You can get your copy at vaughantienda.com. This is 20 programs in MP3 format of the Verb Circus. For you, sir, well done. Begonia,
Thank you.
great job. You're very welcome. Thanks for participating, and thanks to you for watching. And we'll see you next time on the Verb Circuit.